What's up, y'all? Hope y'all doing good. I'm Anthony K. Thomas from Wrestling with Rumors, and I just finished taping the newest episode to Wrestling with Rumors. And while I was doing that, I was thinking about my first experience at a WWE event, at a WWE show. So the first time I went to a WWE show, it was 2015. It was WrestleMania 31. It was in Santa Clara. It was in Levi Stadium. And at that point, as long as a WWE fan as I was, I became a WWE fan in 1987 when I was 3 years old, and coming across WrestleMania 3 at my friend's house. His name was Nick, and his dad was watching WrestleMania 3, and going to his room to play Atari before going into his room, seeing what his dad was watching and being fixated on that, being mesmerized by that, falling in love with at the time WWF, now WWE, watching WrestleMania 3, watching Randy Savage drop the elbow on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with the Intercontinental Championship on the line, watching Hulk Hogan body slam Andre the Giant, watching what I felt were real life superheroes doing what superheroes with superhero strength do, just falling in love with it and watching it over the years. I've always wanted to go, but never really could go. My family, which really was just my mother and my father, the outside family, my parents, my mother's family and my father's family, didn't really care about me, didn't really like me. Saw me as a reminder of what they hated in my parents being a interracial couple. And they took all that hate and put it towards me, the biracial kid, the one they looked at as the black sheep. So the only family I really had were my parents. And my parents were not rich they were middle class, and there were things that we could afford and there were things we couldn't afford. And as many times as I asked them of wanting to go to a show, when Raw came to town, when a pay-per-view came to town, well, close enough to town. I grew up in Northern California, in Sonoma County, grew up in Sonoma and Glen Ellen. We moved around a little bit, but mostly Sonoma. Going to a show would be like, that was close enough to town, would be like Oakland or San Francisco in the Cow Palace. That would be as close as I could get to going to a show. But they couldn't afford tickets to a show, and they didn't want to go. Neither of them wanted to go. I didn't really have anyone that who I could get to go with the show with me at that time. So I just watched it on TV, just watched the pay-per-views and stuff. It was what it was, but to have the kind of friend, the kind of best friend that I've had since we were kids, childhood friend, grew up. We were both living in the apartment complex in Sonoma called the Mission Inn, and we met, we became friends. We had common interests when it came to video games, when it came to wrestling, which we discussed a lot when my dad would pick us up from school a couple times, and we would talk about who was better, Goldberg or Stone Cold Steve Austin and stuff. Good times. And he'd come over and watch the pay-per-views, and his favorite was The Rock. My favorite was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'd get mad if Stone Cold lost, or there were points where I get mad where The Rock would lose and I get mad and Triple H would win. The love and hate of it all. It was great. So he knew how much I wanted to go, and in 2015, he made that dream a reality, as it was him and a few other people that were mostly in his circle, but I was decently friends with. We all went to WrestleMania. We all went to the 2015 came. We all went to WrestleMania and had a great time. And it was the first time going to it, just going there and being surrounded by all these WWE fans. Once I got into the stadium, I wanted to see the ring, right? I wanted to get there and see the ring. The tickets were a bit up, but I didn't care because I was at WrestleMania. So to sit there and then see the ring and then see it all in its glory, it was like going to Disneyland for me, right? And it was incredible, and I felt so good, and it felt right that I was finally here. I mean, I took so many pictures, and at the end of this video, I'll show you a few of those pictures. But there's this one picture of me doing this, wearing my Macho Man Randy Savage t-shirt, as Randy Orton is coming out, and he's about to have his match against Seth Rollins, which in that WrestleMania, Seth Rollins, after losing to Randy Orton, comes out at the end of the show in the main event, cashes in, heist of the century, wins. So, but yeah, just to be in that, it felt good from the beginning to the end. There was one corner where I could look from a far distance. I could see Booker T, and I believe Renee Young was still there at the time, and she was part of that panel, so I could see them over there talking and stuff. Man, it was great. I haven't been to a WWE show since because I can't afford to go, and it's weird that I don't want to go. I know it's weird that I don't want to go alone because I want to be able to share that experience with someone else that wants to go with me. But when I'm able to afford to go to another WWE show, for a Raw, for a SmackDown, for a PLE, I am absolutely going to go because I need to have that feeling. I need to feel that electricity again. I need to feel those goosebumps again. But that first experience of it was incredible for me, and I'll never forget that. And having the pictures to run it back, the pictures and the videos of it to run it back is incredible. But I just wanted to take this quick moment and share that with all of you. My first experience of going to a WWE show was at a WrestleMania in 2015. WrestleMania 31, 2015, and just being a part of all of it was incredible, and I'll never forget it. But you take care of yourselves. Stay tuned after the video real quick to see that photo of me doing this. It was great. But again, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace, y'all.